Hello and welcome to episode 121 of the Plant Zoo Experience and the third week of the Red Month. And unfortunately, it seems that all good things must come to an end. But that's just from me struggling to research these two. Yes, today is another double feature. Today we are going to talk about the red kangaroo and the red-necked wallaby. And honestly, I wish I lumped them in with the quokka a few weeks ago because there is a surprisingly low amount of useful information on these two, but hey, I'm no quitter. So, what is the difference between a wallaby and a kangaroo? Kangaroos are built more for the deserts and fields of Australia, while the wallaby is more built for the brushlands and forests. They also are significantly different in size, and with the largest of either species being featured today, let's compare. The red kangaroo is the largest native land animal in Australia, and the largest living marsupial, standing at 4'3" to 5'3" and weighing 198 pounds. The red-necked wallaby, being the largest species of wallaby, is standing at just shy of 3 feet and weighing 30 to 41 pounds. The red kangaroo is also faster, reaching up to 40 miles an hour, but the wallaby is a bit more maneuverable. There's a few minor differences in their physiology as well, but that's the gist of it. Now, we discussed the evolution of macropods a little bit in the quokka video, but let's get a little more detailed. The line that would eventually evolve into the previously named animals were originally an arboreal possum-like animal 15 to 20 million years ago. Eventually, our big-footed friends would make their way onto land as the forests and jungles turned into open plains. This is where their signature mode of locomotion developed roughly 10 million years ago. Now, along this line, a few different Roos species came and went, but one of them dwarfed even the red. This is Procoptodon, a 6'6", 440 to 530 pound short-faced kangaroo. If you've played Ark Survival Evolved or Ascended, you're probably already quite aware of it. The wallaby and the kangaroo would split off from one another long before this big boy went extinct. General consensus says about 3.8 to 4.3 million years ago. And with that, macropods took over the entire continent, with the range of the red kangaroo and red-necked wallaby taking up almost the entire continent, and with the quokka adding a little bit more territory in the southwest, there's nowhere safe from these jumpy boys. Now, the two are very closely related and are capable of making something known as a wallaroo, but it's very uncommon, especially in nature, as they don't really cross paths that often, and the size difference kind of makes it a little difficult now, doesn't it? Now, when it comes to culture, I feel cheated. You see, the Aboriginal peoples of Australia have an almost completely oral tradition, and, from what I understand, are not animists. This means there aren't really any sacred species or items like you would see in many other cultures. Now, one tribe might see a specific stone outcropping or a certain mob of roos as sacred, but not all kangaroos. Even the origins of their names don't seem to be very interesting, as they're just anglicized versions of the terms that the respective native peoples gave to these animals. So, this means most of the culture I could find that wasn't just vague overviews is only of modern Australia. First and foremost, I don't really think it's a stretch to say that the kangaroo is the most famous animal in all of Australia, essentially synonymous with the nation as a whole. Granted, the government really does love pushing it as a national symbol, almost as much as we Americans rightfully push the bald eagle. It's on their money, on their sports teams, their coat of arms. Hell, the Australian Royal Air Force actually uses the animal as a symbol because I guess trying to play up a bird that can actually fly is just off the table for the Aussies. But either way, the most important impact the kangaroo has to Australia is they're essentially the deer equivalent of the land down under, as it is a pest to most average people, damaging crops being the main culprit of lethal vehicle-on-animal collisions, and also said to be very tasty. While I haven't tried it, from what I hear it has a very beef-like flavor with a slight gaminess, which, of course, led to the more annoying people in society to invent something called kangatarianism, a dietary movement that is essentially just vegetarianism with the addition of kangaroo meat. which, let's be real, it's kind of a cringe, I'm not like other girls mentality. But, on the topic of diets, let's jump over to the wallaby. As you see, not unlike many others who are left in the shadows of greats and ignored by society, the wallaby has picked up quite a nasty vice. You see, the island of Tasmania is one of the largest growers of poppy and the legal producer of opioids. There, the wallaby has been known to also partake in these crops from time to time. And for those of you who are unaware of what opioids actually are, on the legal side, it consists of painkillers like morphine, codeine, and oxycodone. Illegally, it is used for narcotics like heroin and fentanyl. So, when the wallabies eat these crops, they get absolutely blitzed, zooted out of their fucking gourds, and they will aimlessly hop in circles and pass out, making little crop circles in the fields of poppy. Now, with such a lighthearted and strange factoid, I think this is a good place to end the video. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, share, and subscribe. Next week we will be getting back into things I actually care about with a red panda. And until next time, go outside, touch grass, hug your loved ones, drink water, and bye-bye.